back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast. Rate, review, subscribe, all the shit you know I tell you to do at the end that I should do at the beginning. I did it finally up front this time. Got my man Josh Denny back, and we're just talking about your time in Minnesota.
Well, being fat now.
And how that evolved.
Yeah, no, I was saying it's like a dry cold in Minneapolis. So like, you know, when I moved from Philly to there, I was like, well, this isn't. I know it says it's like 25, but it doesn't feel cold.
Doesn't feel like
Yeah, so it would be like 40, 50 degrees. I'd be out in shorts, and people are like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it just doesn't feel that cold.
But the nice thing about the East Coast though is you know, we're having seasons as compared to LA. Like the first day of spring, like the first nice weather day. I mean, that first week when the weather turns, all the girls come out in their sundresses. Everyone's outside doing shit. Like it feels like there's like a feeling of a renewal. Here, every day feels the fucking same.
It's the same.
Every day is the same thing.
It also makes time fly by.
It really does.
Like I walked in, I was like, "Did we do?" You were like, "We did this almost a year ago." I go, "I know," and it literally feels like a week.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
it's been
like,
95 degrees and sunny every day since.
Haven't done shit. Not really. You know, I'm more like writing. It's just this and. Yeah, and it's right back here a year later.
Yeah, glad to have you back, dude. The lots of comments. Oh my God, you might be up there with Brendan Schaub as one of the most hated comedians in America.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Not to disparage you to start.
Yeah, it's actually how Jeff and I became friends. I was like, hey, they almost hate you as much as they hate me.
He's trying to push into the top three.
Yeah, I think we rotate really. I mean, like,
well, the two of my friends are in the top three.
You really know how to pick your circle, buddy. Are you close with Schaub too?
No.
Get
Jeff,
him in here.
I gotta get. Well, Jeff obviously knows Schaub.
If the four of us did a podcast together,
the most commented podcast in history.
It would be the most commented podcast in the history of podcasts, and it would be so many thumbs down.
Yeah,
it would break the internet in terms of
poorly rated episode, but a lot of comments.
Disrupting the algorithm. They'd be like, we don't know how to keep the system up with 25 million dislikes.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very poorly rated episode, but boy, did I get a lot of comments.
Boy, a lot of engagement. Really big in the engagement.
I always say it, and people listening to this, I'm sure I'm going to fucking take heat for saying this. The algorithm doesn't know what you're saying is good or bad. It just knows you're pushing the button.
That's true.
That's all it cares.
Yeah.
And of course, rage. We've all learned this now, you know, from fucking The Social Dilemma and with AI. Pissing people off is way more valuable to advertisers than actually.
Yeah,
because people stay engaged with whatever content that pisses them off.
It's the old "there's no such thing as bad press," right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And I wonder what is it about human beings that we do that? That like it's like, you got a toothache, you flick it. You're like, what? Like, why the fuck? If you dislike Josh Denny, why are you coming to my podcast to trash him?
Well, we could be here if you really want to get into the psychology of it, Randy. We'll be here a long time. It is weird too because it's like, okay, let me get this straight. So this is funny, right?
Yeah.
Schaub is an athlete and he's good looking, but he's dumb as shit.
Yeah.
So if you're a smart person and you hate Schaub because he's dumb as shit, I get it.
Yeah.
Jeff is good looking and smart.
Yeah.
So if you hate dumb guys and you like it, why would you hate Jeff?
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then what's funny is like, I'm dumb and fat. So if you hate good looking guys and smart guys, I'm your guy,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So I don't know the Venn diagram where you can simultaneously.
They should like one of you.
They should like one of us.
Statistically, they should like one of you.
One of us should be your guy, right? We cover everything, right?
Yeah. And it's also weird that like people spend so much time following someone they don't like. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. I don't listen to her music.
Yeah.
So I just don't think about her.
Yeah.
But I don't like go online and like wait for a new song to drop and then trash it on YouTube.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing the things I like doing. It's weird to spend time doing something you hate or viewing someone you dislike.
Yeah, that's why I said that to get into the psychology of it, like I can unravel it for you pretty quickly. That I think a lot of those people, because a lot of them are failed comedians.
Yeah.
There's a lot of open micers who never really popped or whatever. And it really boils down to like listen, these are people who for whatever reason never really tried to chase their dreams, whatever they were.
And there's a bitterness about
and
that.
They fucking hate people who do, despite the world in some way telling them they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right? So like I've had setbacks, Schaub has had setbacks.
Everybody.
Jeff has had we've all had setbacks
Yeah.
in life and in our careers. And so it's like this thing of hey man, I quit for less than you've gone through.
Yeah.
You should fucking quit. And I go, no, I don't quit.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with
Brendan
it. Yeah.
doesn't quit. Jeff doesn't quit. Like we're not quitters. So you're gonna keep hating us because we remind you that you're quitters. And I think with more Jeff and myself being unafraid to be politically against the mass in our industry means we're not cowards, and everyone else is fucking cowards, and they don't want to be in the same room with people that remind them that they're fucking cowards.
And you guys are still working, so the industry is dealing with it. But
Jeff is.
No, but it's. I also think there's. That's right. I also think there's an element of community in the hating.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
there's massive.
That becomes like the hate on Brendan Schaub team.
It's called Reddit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the whole purpose of its existence.
Exactly. I mean, I get mad at myself when I get upset about when I see something I don't like. It's like, why am I watching this? I like turn it off.
Yeah.
Why am I listening? Like, why am I doing this to myself?
Well,
you know, it's like dating a girl that you hate. You know, like at some point you wake up and go, what the fuck am I doing?
I think there's some. Yeah, I think there's some good to it. Like. And first of all, when people go, I don't read any of that shit. Fuck you. You read it. You read it all. I don't believe anybody who goes, I don't read any of this shit. If you didn't read it, you wouldn't be a performer.
Yep.
You wouldn't be in the public eye at all. You'd be one of these people who doesn't even have social media.
Yeah, you'd be Dave Chappelle with no Instagram.
Exactly. So you read it. I know you read it. Some of it's good. Like some of it's like, okay, there's a degree of truth in this one.
I haven't gotten fucking slammed in a comment and like, hey, you know, wait a minute. Maybe I haven't thought of that. You know, like, but I don't internalize. I don't say I'm a bad person because they don't like what I'm doing.
You got to look at it and you got to go. First of all, if it's funny.
Well, if it's funny, I'm not changing it.
Tip your hat.
Yeah.
Like if they get you with if they rip me a good one, if they get you a good one, you got to go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If there's an element of truth to it, take that for what it's worth. And if it's not true, and it's not if it's not true and it's not funny and it's not useful to you in any way, then throw it away.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to not obsess over it.
It's one of the things you actually learn being a stand-up. I think it's one of the things, a life skill that I'll take with me forever if I never tell another joke on stage or on the podcast or anywhere else.
When are you going to start?
But it's really just taking the rejection and not taking it personal. Like if you tell a joke and the joke bombs, it's like, all right, well, that hurt, but you know, I'm not a bad person. I can go do this again. It doesn't. My life still has value. You know, like I don't. You sort of not internalize it.
When you have a joke bomb, like, do you feel bad about it?
No,
because I don't.
No, not anymore.
I don't ever. All I feel like is like, to me, it's like I'm a gymnast. Stay with me.
Verbal, not physical.
I know it's hard to imagine, but in a weird way, it's just like, hey man, it's not that I'm bad. I fucked up.
Yeah,
like that. That's all, like I didn't deploy it right. I didn't word it right. Like to me, it's always like it needs more work.
Yeah, and then there's some jokes like fucking why don't like this is funny and they don't get it. And like those would be the jokes I like put away for 3 years and then look back and like maybe I'll try this. Maybe this one has more legs.
Or maybe something will happen like in current events where it's like, oh,
perfect.
This is perfect for this.
Yeah. And but that's the thing. It's like anything else in life, man. Taking small L's. Prepares you to like take bigger
big ones.
Yeah, it like prepares you to like cope with the bigger ones.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't. It's so cliche to say, but like you can't be afraid to fail. And I really think that's where a lot of the hate comes from. Is like some of us, I'll say Schaub and me, have both been absolutely willing to fail. Yeah. You know, fall on your face first in a massive public way. And just get back up and keep going. Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, I think there's an element of that people hate.
I think this is resentment. They resent you.
Yeah, for being resilient,
for not succumbing. To that feeling of shame. And that because failing comes with some sense of shame. Yeah, which is useful. You have to have some shame to improve your life.
And it's like and people are like, I don't understand. Like I'll dating or meeting new people are like, dude, I look at the fucking shit you get on the internet. I don't know how you keep going. I go, well, it's very easy. None of it comes from anybody that I have any respect for. Yeah. Like if any of this came from somebody I respected, I'd be like, oh,
yeah. Bill Burr was like, what the fuck are you doing, bud? Well, whatever. Whoever.
It's nice he's on your list.
No, whoever. I just picked a comic. Whoever you respect. Yeah. Like, that happens when I perform in front of comics I respect. I'm more worried about them laughing than the audience.
For sure. Yeah.
I want them to think it's funny because I know they know what funny is. Versus the audience, which it can sometimes be a parlor trick. Yeah, I mean, we've all seen hacks get laughs out of an audience with a terrible joke.
Yes,
but
seen people make entire careers out of it. You know what I mean?
Jay Leno, he's got a garage full of cars.
He's not
no, I'm kidding.
Not even the worst on my list.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but there's something really bad.
I got like Vietnam amounts of fucking bodies flashing through my mind when we talk about people who have hacked their way to the top. But yeah, I don't respect, and it's not about money and it's not about success. There are people that are way more wealthy than me that I have zero respect for.
Yeah.
And there are comics that no one knows of
that are destroyers
that I fucking respect the shit out of.
Yeah.
Like
I'll give you one. Jay Wycotton out of Texas, fucking guy's a monster.
Chris Maddock out of Minneapolis. People don't know him, but like, I think a lot of comics know him, but it's like, if Chris came up to me and goes, dude, that joke needs work, I'd go, okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
What do you think? Yeah. Or if he goes, it's ready, I'll go, okay, I trust it.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I'm making like a stand-up special or a short film or whatever, there's like a handful of people I'll show my work to.
Yeah, that you want their commentary on.
Where I'm like, you tell me if this is ready or good or whatever. Just give me a second glance. And then there are people who I'm like, I would never give a fuck what you think of my work.
Yeah. And I find I look to other comics that have styles very different than mine.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's some comics out there like, I can never do what he's doing, like that, or she's doing. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But that's fucking funny. You know, like, so I want their opinion on something that they wouldn't normally do. Like, oh, that does have actual legs.
And there's people that I like that don't like me. Yeah. Like there's people who's like,
oh my God, the world's littered with these people.
There's people there's comics I like their work. I think they're funny and they hate me because of my politics or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like,
well,
you're able to
decouple that. Like, I still like R. Kelly music. I don't appreciate what he did. Like, but I'll listen to Ignition. You know?
Yeah. I actually am a fan of his off of the mic work. I don't give a fuck about his music, but I'm a real fan.
Yeah, real big Kanye fan. Not a fan of the music.
It's like my OJ joke where I was like, the worst thing about OJ is that his greatest accomplishments will always be overshadowed by what he did on the football field. It's like, so R. Kelly, big fan of his documentary work, his music. I've never really been big into R&B.
50-50.
Yeah.
But a lot of those commenters too, I think at this point, that's just, they're building their audience. I mean,
that's become a genre
that troll people.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Which must be a weird way to live because
Brendan Schaub's made a lot of people a lot of money on the side.
Oh, I know. Yeah, me too. By the way,
I'm sure you got it.
I was like, give me a piece. Give me a producer credit or something.
That video clip on me got a lot of views.
I'm giving you a lot of content here.
I'll take 20% of that.
Give me a piece. Give me a piece of the subs for the month, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like they always say like the best revenge is living well. That's really what it is. It's like, just don't let that shit sway you. Just focus on, all you can do is focus on what you can control. And listen, like most of the people who've met me in real life don't have a bad thing to say about me.
Well, I've said every week. It's hard to hate up close. Like you meet somebody. Yeah. He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, I've had.
He seemed, totally pleasant.
Yeah, I've had people come up to me. Ron Swallow came to me. Ron, Ron? He's a comic here in LA. He came up to me one time and he's like, we were doing this backyard show together. Ron's very liberal. I'm very much not. And he was like, dude, he's like, you're a good comic. You're a nice guy. Like, why you got to be such a fucking dick on the internet? And I go, am I a dick just because I have different beliefs than you? Like, what the fuck gives you the audacity to come up to me and say that to my face?
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
did I insult you the way you insulted me?
I go, it's crazy to me how you just assert the moral authority because you think differently than I do.
Yeah.
And also, back in the day, when guys would do what you would do with somebody like me that's bigger than them, you'd risk getting punched in the fucking face. Like, it's just, it's like, I'm not that guy, but
dude,
sometimes
I'm such a good guy, I'm not hitting you right now.
Yeah, it's just like... Dude, what the like? It's insane. Like, and this is very much like a left versus right thing, where it's like I can be in a room with people that don't think like me politically.
Josh, I still don't get this.
It's crazy.
Like most of the day, you interact with people and don't know anything about their political persuasion, and things go great. You're polite. You get your coffee. You say hi to someone your neighbor. You don't know that he's a fucking he might be a goddamn skinhead in his private time, but he's mowing along. You wave at him and it's fine. Like. And not say you're endorsing everything that everyone else believes in.
Right.
But if they're not hurting anybody.
Kindness isn't an endorsement.
Exactly. Yeah. Being polite and cordial, being pleasant. And like I said,
imagine if somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer happened today And the news just went like every coffee shop he went to, every mechanic's place he get his oil changed at, and they're just like, how fucking dare you serve this cannibal, racist, homosexual? And they're like, we didn't know. And they were like, you served him coffee every day.
We didn't check his background.
Apologize.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
We don't know.
I'm not up on what he's up to.
We don't background check everybody that comes into business.
And the thing too is that it's a debate on tactics and methodology to get somewhere. But if you check most people's values, they believe people should have the right, to freedom, and vote for who they want to vote for, pray to who they want to pray to, or not pray to marry who they want. Like, there's certain things that, like, we all have very similar values, and we're just arguing over how to get to the end result. Which seems productive if you do it in a civil way, but unproductive if you just yell at each other on the internet.
The other thing that I find is way more common these days is a lot of people just don't even really know why they think what they think.
That stuns me.
They just sort of like picked a team.
I call it historical terrorism.
Yes, they picked a team a long time ago, and they've never wavered.
My parents were this, so I'm this, and I believe this. It's like, well, did you ever think about it for yourself for a minute?
First question I ask somebody when they go like, I don't agree with that. I think this, and I go, why do you think that? Oh my God, the meltdown people have just trying to.
I know. Well, those are my favorite conversations. That's how you learn anything.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just around people I agree with all fucking day, it gets pretty goddamn boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, especially for comics. Like, what else are we going to talk about if we're not talking shit to each other?
Well, because you're talking shit about other people who think differently than you.
Yeah, whoever's not at the table at the moment.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's it's more interesting. I think it's more interesting to be curious and I'll try to understand why people
that
think
is such
what
a virtue.
think.
I think people have missed the boat on.
Yeah.
Curiosity is one of the reasons I put my feet in the ground every morning. Otherwise, I'd hang myself.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what's going to happen next?
What's the reason to live?
Yeah, like what's new? What's going on?
Yeah, and it's funny because like you'll watch a lot of these podcasts and you'll watch like your Fresh and Fits and your what's the other one? The whatever podcast.
Oh, we're just dunks on OnlyFans models.
Well, you see like these women come in though, and they're just like, well, dating is hard, and I can't meet anybody, whatever. It's like, yeah, because you're not curious about people.
Yeah,
you fucking suck.
It's a transactional thing to use. Like,
yeah. Well, it's also like you want to talk about yourself.
Yeah,
you want somebody to be curious about you. And then after that, it's like, okay, what are you like tangibly bringing to the table?
Yeah,
money, opportunity, whatever. And it's like the day of people getting together because they spark each other's curiosity. It's like that shit has gone away. And part of the problem is social media because people will just go online and look at all your shit and go, I know this person.
Oh yeah.
They go, I know who this person is.
Yep.
I don't need to investigate or ask.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time.
Or take somebody else's word for it. Even better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like this guy said this and he believes that. Like, did you ask me?
Well, and what's funny too is like you can go on the internet from like the 2 times I had like the most being canceled press, 2018, 2021. And you
got it twice. I remember. I know we talked about getting canceled last time. I don't know. It was a twofer.
2 big ones. Okay. There were 2 big. There was
another
was
the Food Network one, and then what was one after that?
No. The food. Well, the Food Network one was the abortion one, and then the straight white male one was 2018.
Okay.
That was like right after I had stopped working for the Food Network.
Okay.
But they didn't comment on that or whatever. But both of the times those peaked off. You can go back and look at articles from both liberal and conservative outlets, and you'd think they were talking about 2 completely different situations.
Oh my God!
And it's their coverage of the same story.
Who asked to stop. I mean, like, Theo Vaughn's like, he can you not use my fucking my podcast jingle on your thing?
Oh yeah,
or Bill Maher get clipped by fucking NBC. He's like, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Like it's like I was saying the opposite here. You cherry picked. The lead in and missed the punchline where I dunked on it, whatever.
Right.
Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's totally selective. It's almost like people just want to hear what they want to hear.
Yes.
And I find it to be so boring.
Yeah, it is.
So goddamn boring.
It is.
I can't imagine living like that.
Your first question when you meet a new person, like on a date or even just in general, like you're like, oh, this person's cool, maybe we'll be friends. What's your most controversial opinion? If somebody doesn't have something loaded up right away.
That's a great question.
Like, and even if it's like something they say to be funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think blacks are the same as us. Like,
clip it.
Yeah, clip it.
It's not a unique clip. There's a lot of these out there.
4chan exists for that purpose.
Yeah.
So what is your most controversial opinion?
That one. No. No, it's just like but it's like, you can even throw one out to be funny. But the idea, like if somebody sits there and goes, I I really thought about that. They're either full of shit,
Yes.
or they don't know themselves at all.
It's like people who say I have no regrets. It's like, are you really living life?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're perfect? You've never made a mistake? You've never wanted it? You've never done something you regret doing, or haven't done something you wish you had done?
Most of my recurring dreams are reliving things that happened in my life that I would have done differently.
Oh, I call them shower thoughts when you gotta like you're thinking in your head and the thought is so awful you have to like verbally go
Even if it's
to get the thought out of your head.
Even if it's just like
reliving some shit you did in high school, like, oh my God.
And for dude ones, it's always like, yo, I should have fucked that chick that night. You know what I mean? I was on the precipice, and for whatever reason, either guilt or just being a pussy, I just fucking didn't, and I should have just done it.
Yeah.
You know, but there are guys who just do it,
and they end up in a
are Mike Tyson. Yeah.
And they're Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. Or what's crazy is like, you know, what doesn't get talked about are the guys who like got pussy and then either went to prison or died from it.
Oh.
Like
guys who got AIDS?
Or the guy who was fucking Nicole Brown Simpson.
Ron Silver?
No, what's his name?
Silverstein?
No, it was some Jewish.
Yeah, he was young.
Goldman,
yeah.
Yeah.
Goldman.
That guy just got some pussy.
Yeah, and he got
at the
killed.
wrong fucking time. Like that is so every
that
time.
Poor bastard. Yeah, talk about a forgotten fucking. He just thought he fucked some chick. He didn't know it was OJ's wife.
I gotta tell you, Ben,
ex-wife.
There's a lot of times.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead men out there.
There's
for that.
a lot of times where in my life where some strange bitches have been like, "Come back to our house with us," and I'm like, "This could go Ron Jeremy or this could go Ron Goldman." So you got to really think about this.
And,
is the juice worth the squeeze?
And men always roll those dice. You will do the math. You're like, it takes a lot not to walk away from it.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. I only had one close to Ron Goldman time.
Oh, really?
But
the husband show up or something?
No. It was just no. I definitely should have AIDS from this experience. But
she had AIDS lesions on her. You were licking a lesion.
It was literally like everything. Every step of the way was worse and worse and worse, and I was like, "Well."
You saw her AZT on the counter and went for it anyway.
In for a penny, in for a pound. And as soon as the next morning, I was like, "I have all of the AIDS. I have cancer. I have everything."
Oh, yeah. The panic of that.
It was bad.
What's an opinion of yours that you thought would have gotten you a lot more heat and it just skipped by? You're like, wait, I got hung on this, but this is not a problem.
Yeah,
or a joke or something.
Yeah, no. There was one. God, there was one that was crazy. This one actually happened very early on. It was like 2014. It was before I had been on TV or anything. But I got into this back and forth with one of the showrunners of Law and Order SVU.
I love how you get into beefs with important people.
That's crazy. It's really wild, man.
I mean, that's talking about the longest running TV show in history.
Yeah, it's like I fucking Don Cheadle. Like these people shouldn't even know who I am.
You got into it with
Don Cheadle doesn't like me.
What? I love Don Cheadle.
Jeffrey Wright doesn't like me.
What?
Yeah, well, they're very civil rightsy blacks. You know what I mean? So like. The very active, politically left black dudes in Hollywood, definitely most of them know who I am. Okay. And a lot of them don't like me. But it's like, no, I got into it with the showrunner of Law & Order SVU. This was like 2014. He was mad about a rape joke I had put on Twitter. And he was like, rape jokes are never funny. And he's like, they can.
You haven't had a rape joke.
They go, this is good. They go. He goes, they're never funny. They can trigger a trauma response from people. I go, yeah, joke. You're right. Rape jokes are wrong. What I should do is film the most realistic reenactments of said crimes, put them in a series of TV anthology over a decade, and profit from it. I was just like, the tone deafness. You make rape porn. You make true crime rape porn for a living.
SVU is just rape.
It's rape porn. I go, what the? I go, don't judge my art, and I won't judge your art.
Yeah.
What are we fucking talking about, dude?
Speaking of getting into it with famous black guys, I got into it with Ice-T once.
Really?
During the pandemic, when the BLM stuff was going off. And he's like, man, he tweeted out some shit. Man, I don't trust any police. And he's like, you know what? I don't trust a guy who makes the song "Fuck the Police" and then proceeds to spend 20 years playing a cop on TV.
Playing a cop. It's insane.
He did not like that.
I'm one of the good cops.
He did not like that one.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Yeah, I mean it's fun. I mean, yeah, there's some random. There are ones that I probably forgot about.
Oh, most of the
like
time. Yeah.
some people that I got into it with on. Yeah. Patton Oswalt blocked me because I said something about him murdering his wife during the pandemic. He was like talking about how people need to wear masks, and I was like, what I love is getting medical advice from a guy who maybe murdered his wife. And I didn't say who it was. But he knew it was him. What's really funny is David Cross.
And look, that's sensitive to the guy, to him, obviously, because his wife died. But
yeah,
that's still fucking funny.
David, yes.
Come on, as a comedian.
If my wife had died,
yeah,
and everyone kept telling me I murdered my wife, I would get it's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
when I would
they made
laugh?
jokes in Auschwitz. You know that? Like people did have it wasn't all gas chambers.
Yeah,
there was somebody making a joke right before they walked into the chamber.
Listen,
laughter has room everywhere.
They came right from Auschwitz and started Hollywood. Yeah. I'd say these people have a sense of humor.
Yeah, they founded MGM as soon as they got out of the death.
They got over to America and they go, listen, you guys aren't going to fucking believe what happened over there. Turn the cameras on.
Yeah, roll cameras.
Yeah.
I love it. Pat, how long after his wife had passed did you lay that one down?
It was pretty fresh. I don't remember. It was within the year, I think. But what's funny is David Cross was like Twitter friends with me at the time. And I posted that tweet, and Patton didn't say anything to me, he just blocked me. But then David DM'd me and was like, this is fucking disgusting. You should delete this. And I go, who am I talking about, David? David, who am I?
You made the leap.
David, who am I talking about? So you got to at least admit you knew who I was talking about for you to be mad, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, come on, man. Like, if my wife died from very mysterious circumstances, part of that is just, and then I just happened to marry my childhood crush a year later.
You're also a public figure, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's like, you can't say that about my wife. It's like, well, then don't be in the public eye.
And by the way, he did like a special like a year later. And did
all about his wife's death.
Did like a very heart-wrenching rendition. I would have gone the other direction. Yeah. I would have been like, here are all the reasons I would have murdered my wife. If he would have went the other way and leaned into it, that would have gone down as one of the most legendary specials. A little bit like the Louis C.K. path where he's like, well, now even my daughters know my thing. Like the shame of it. Lean into it. Yeah. A lot of people think I murdered my wife, and I get it.
Yeah. Some people say she had it coming.
Yeah.
Whatever
it is. Yeah. He's, but it's just like this thing of not the idea that you what we do as comedians. We turn tragedy into comedy. Yeah. And if you're telling me you don't get to do that with me, then you're not in the guild, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I've met comics. Dude, there are comics that I didn't even know the day I got canceled that were breaking my fucking balls at the comedy store.
Immediately, I'm sure.
Just like, straight white guys, huh? Got it real bad. Yeah? How you feel you did with that one? And I was like, shut up, Bobby Lee. You know what I mean? Like, they're breaking my and it's like, that's the guild. That's you gotta be to be in the club, you gotta be like that.
And I imagine if Patton Oswalt reached out to you directly and DM'd you himself, said, hey man, I get the joke, but it's really hurtful for me not taking it down. I bet you would have taken it down.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's an interesting
Is there a
question.
boundary too far?
No, I mean, not for me.
I don't think. Yeah, I think if the joke's, I think if it's funny, it's
no.
There's no such thing as too soon, or that's uncouth. It's like, if it makes people laugh, if it works, it works.
No,
that to me that's the real marker. It's like if it works, I'm telling the joke. That's it. That is the only thing that's stopping me.
A more clever bit would have been like, oh yeah, it was like, mask, is that what you prescribe? Yeah. Because his wife died of prescription pill overdose. That would have been more clever, but nobody would have known what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, sometimes like the joke should be subtle, and sometimes the funniest thing is to just hit it like a sledgehammer.
To kill the ant with a fucking hammer.
Yeah. So it's like, listen, I picked it. Yeah. And it did well. People liked it.
Yeah. Is there anything anyone said to you that you're like, all right, that's out of line?
No.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
No.
I think disrespecting someone is different than making fun of and poking joke. Like, being offensive is not a problem. Being disrespectful to me is a problem. You insult me, you attack me, you attack a loved one, then you're gonna get it. But you're talking shit. It's like, all right, that's either it's funny or it's not, or it's interesting or it's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't block someone because they said something I didn't like. You know, it's like, I was like,
No.
all right, then I just don't. I keep scrolling. That's the magic of your thumb. You just
Yeah.
keep going up. You know, like, and more fresh shit comes on your feed.
The one thing I use blocking a little differently though, because the to your point you made earlier, some of these people are trying to platform themselves off of you. So these people who live in your comments, who are literally just trying to get people looking at their shit off of your fan base,
grifting.
I just block them.
Yeah.
Because I'm
you know
like,
what? You know
don't even comment. I'm not even gonna let you comment. I don't want my people to know you exist.
Exactly.
If you like, by the way, talk all the shit you want of me. Go build your own audience.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you think
start your own I Hate Josh Denny podcast and get 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. If you want to be the next Red Bar,
Yeah. That guy.
go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it. But you're not gonna recruit in my comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Go do it the hard way.
Yeah, I'm not your LinkedIn over here.
Right, exactly. I'm not your network of like, oh, let me find other people that are commenting that also hate him.
Yeah. The other thing, the only thing that I would see why to block people. The times I've blocked people is when they attack, like when they go in my comments and talk shit, and then start attacking fans of mine. Like, you know, they start like getting into it with each other.
Yeah.
People defend me, and then they're starting to insult them, and you know, try and dox them. It's like, all right, that's got to stop. Like, you know, if you want to hate on me, hate on me. Don't start trashing.
Yeah, the
don't start
doxing
trashing
shit.
other people, or you know, pulling up their fucking Facebook, and you work for Lehman Brothers or whatever fucking law firm, or it's like, no.
Well, that's tough. Yeah,
you can't do that.
I'm pretty untethered from regular people, so like I don't have, you know, like there's no one coming at me. There's no one in my life that can be gotten to in that way. Like, my parents are retired. Like, you know,
Yeah, no, I had a whole career before this, and
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
want people
Yeah.
getting fucking swamped because of some dumb shit I said.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, but in a weird way, it's like you're negotiating with terrorists. You know what I mean?
true,
So it's
yeah.
like, you know, part of like the reason they do it is because there are people like you who have shit to lose.
Yeah.
Who have to respond or have to protect themselves or have to do whatever. And what's funny to me is it's actually a movie I'm writing right now is
nice.
These people don't ever think that, like, what happens if, like I said this one time, I was on a live stream and people go, like, he's about to hit bottom, we're getting him to crack. I go, better hope I don't. Because the day I don't have anything to live for, what's to say I don't show up at your house and cut your fucking head off in front of your kids?
Yeah, exactly.
And these people don't ever think that shit could happen.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, one of these days gonna happen.
But also,
I was like, one of these days you're gonna go to a Brendan Schaub show and you're gonna yell some shit.
And he's gonna strangle you
and
to
the
death.
CTE's gonna and he's just gonna Hulk smash you in the middle of the fucking audience. And I'm just gonna stand up and go, I called it. I told you it was gonna happen.
They never think that like the spotlight can be turned on them.
No.
You know, I think it's the sort of the moral superiority of it, the righteousness. It's like, you know, they're so firm in their belief.
I don't say the
and
N word in jokes. So, oh, aren't you great?
Yeah, right. Well, ticker tape parade for you.
Yeah.
It's like, actually,
How noble.
Let's see how noble you are. Give me your cell phone. Let me start searching
Yeah,
text
that's a
messages
good one.
for words,
Yeah.
for inappropriate words, and see what happens. You know, Mr. Perfect or Mrs.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
these people got child porn on their phones
Yeah.
and shit, and they're like, I would never say the N word in a joke.
Yeah, they're beating their wife, but they're like, you know, I really believe in Pride Month. It's like, well, maybe stop smacking your wife.
Dude, I'm telling you, who did I just see? I just saw somebody. Oh, it's not somebody really famous. It's somebody, just a friend of mine on Facebook. But like, yeah, you ever see somebody virtue signal so hard where you start to think about like, what the fuck do they do in their life that is so dark
That
that,
they're hiding
makes
it.
them do this?
Yeah, that they have to put this front up.
Dude,
You know,
it's
that's what scares me. I like people with a little bit of dirt on them and people can own it.
Yes.
You know, I am not. My whole fucking,
because that's
my
it.
whole shtick is I'm a piece of shit.
That's
you
the
know?
extent of
like,
it.
I'm a human and I know
Yeah.
I'm garbage. You know, but this idea that like you're better than thou, it's like, wait a minute. You know, like come on.
well, that's what I think everyone finds so comforting about Jim Norton.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like Jim has from day one has been like, I'm a creep. This is what I'm into. I twitch.
Yeah, he talked about
I like
sucking his
chicks
friend's
with dicks.
dicks underneath the porch when he was
So
8.
it's like you feel confident going like, listen, I know that guy's shit.
Yeah.
That's all out on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like the guy who's like, I don't have anything. You're like, this guy's got
Something weird.
bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
You
He's
know
like,
what I
he's
mean?
like fucking Ted. What was it? Ted? No, the guy was a clown and killed.
Al Bundy.
No.
Ed Gein?
No, the guy from Illinois who was he killed
The clown
34
one?
boys. He was a clown. He was a clown.
John Wayne Gacy.
John
Yeah,
Wayne Gacy.
yeah.
Those are the people with fucking 34 bodies under their fucking porch.
Yeah.
You know, they're running out of space, so they got to bury them in the fucking front yard.
Right.
You know, they're just digging a hole at noon. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I don't trust anybody who doesn't like this is when people go, why do you use the N-word in jokes or why do you put it in film writing? Why do you like I go, I don't do anything in private that I'm not willing to do publicly.
Yeah.
My thing is like sin in public and you'll have no secrets.
Yeah.
So there's nothing anyone is ever going to find on me that's
it-
not
it's
already
out.
out there.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, yeah, I grew up listening to the word in hip hop.
But also, I mean,
It's
it's also a word.
that
It's not like you're running around calling.
Right.
You know,
Right.
You're not going to auctions and buying them. You know,
Right. Wouldn't that be cool?
oh God.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be?
Wouldn't that be fun? That would be. Listen, I'd go. I don't know if I'd buy any, but I'd go. I would definitely. You wouldn't go?
Oh my God. I once asked when I was in college. We were like watching like the NFL draft, the NFL combine. I'm like, this is very slavey. You know, like
yes, it is.
Like it's very like the poking and prodding, run, pick that up. You know,
Did you ever watch The League?
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually did that one season when they did their fantasy draft. And
Who'd be the most expensive slave?
Yeah. And it was like, I think Jason Mantzoukas' character was like, this is a slave auction.
Yeah.
They're all black guys. And he's like, and they're just like, no, it's not. He's like, I know a slave auction when I see one. But you know what's funny? I would, this is what nobody talks about. And I kind of like joked about this a little in my special. But if we did slavery over again, I think black people would be so disappointed because you'd be picked last. You'd be like a fat kid at kickball. People are like, look, man, I gotta be people I can count on. Yeah. Too many no call, no shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Asians just flying off the board.
off the board. Mexicans,
board, yeah.
Listen, I need supervisors and I need laborers. Yeah. Give me every kind of ease you have and every kind of amas you got. I want everyone from South America and the Orient. Everyone else back of the bus. You know? Also, and imagine just being a young, athletic black man having to sit at a slave auction in 2026 and go, why isn't anyone picking you? Racism. Fucking racism.
Got you again.
He's just doing feats of strength in the back to try to get picked. We don't need that. We have machinery now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I need somebody to work the robots.
Yeah.
Twan?
Do you know accounting?
Yeah. Chin, Chang, what's his name? I'll take 2 of those. Black guy just sitting over there going, you ain't need nothing lifted?
Yeah. I also thought about it just from an economic standpoint. You would never buy a property that you could lease.
Okay.
You know, like we still have slavery. It's called exporting jobs to China.
Right.
We pay them by the hour over there. So we don't have to own them and feed them here.
Well, not to get
not to be cold about it.
But
that's how economics people think. Like finance people, that's how I would think. Like why would I hire more employees if I could just outsource this?
Not to get too existential about it, but anybody who works for someone else doing something they don't love is a slave.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like if you're not it's one thing if you work for yourself and you own it.
Yeah.
So like I don't love landscaping, but if I own my own landscaping company, I would love it.
Yeah.
It's mine. I own it.
Yeah, you started something.
Right? Like it's like
built something from nothing.
So begrudgingly, I would it's like your kids.
A labor of love, yeah.
Yeah, I hate them, but I have to love them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I own them. They're mine. But it's like, this idea of like, you've probably heard people like, I worked the same job for 35 years. And what the fuck
was that about?
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Living for the weekend in retirement.
Yeah. And then now you got a shitty 401k that's going to run out in 10 years.
Yeah. And there's no social security.
No social security left. So you're fucked.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you never took a shot. Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know, man. That's the thing. Like going back into the psychology of like the haters and everything else. It's like those people's brains don't see the world the way I do at all.
No.
So to try to like negotiate with them, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to find out, like I said, the question why. Why do you think that, or what brings you to that conclusion? And they might have valid reasons, but when, like you said, when they just don't answer it and they just think differently and they're just okay with that, like they just take it lock, stock, and barrel. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, and you know what I find interesting is when I talk to like famous comedians who know who I am and know my story and stuff, they never tell me I'm wrong. They just tell me I'm stupid. Because I said it.
Yeah,
they don't go, what you said was wrong. They go, you're an idiot for saying it and jeopardizing your career.
Well, that's why I asked you what's something you said you were surprised, like, because obviously you're not afraid to put anything out there.
No.
But you're like that one got me canceled. This one just skated by.
The crazy thing was what's interesting is if you go back and look at the 2018 one, I wasn't even canceled for what I said. I was canceled for people's interpretation of it.
Yeah.
So what's weird about that is I just said like, dude, people are as racist to white people now and it's just as openly accepted as it was towards black people during the civil rights movement. And what everyone basically interpreted that as, you're saying white people have it as bad or worse than black people? And I'm like, I didn't say that.
Yeah, but basically nothing you said isn't what Martin Luther King said. Like,
right.
He didn't say.
I am like Martin Luther King. I've always suspected. You're right, Randy.
I mean, he never was down with white people. He just said, I want what everyone else should have. You know, like it was a really egalitarian view, not egalitarian, but just free access to opportunity.
Right.
He never said black people should be on top and then dismiss the white people. He's like, no, I want my daughter to play with the white girl. That's all he said.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like. It's what's interesting is like there is and in a weird way it's like we've now you're kind of seeing this with news recently and even like the Carmelo Anthony verdict. It's like people are so this mindset, this default victimhood mindset of like, we will always be oppressed, we will never have it equal, we will never have it good, then translates into like, even when somebody does something that is like glaringly obvious, like this kid is guilty of murder.
Yeah, he stabbed the kid to death.
There was no testimony. There wasn't anything that was like, hey, wait a minute. There wasn't one thing in the case that was presented, from an evidence perspective that made you go, there might be more here. There might be, there was no conflicting testimony. There was no one on the stand who was like, he was jumped, he was defending himself. None of that. And then there's still so many people in the country who are like, there must be a grand conspiracy.
Yeah.
There's no way that this person, so in a way it's like, that's racist.
It is.
For you to go, there's no way this human being could be just responsible for their own actions is the soft bigotry of low expectations.
That's the perfect,
that's white supremacy.
That was the quote. I was trying to find the quote in my head. That's
the white supremacy.
Yeah, it really is.
This animal can't be held accountable for what he did.
Him to do. He's just a black kid. Of course he can't. I'm like, what is that?
Of course he can't reason and logic. Yeah. Don't treat them like us. They can't be held to that standard. And this is the thing.
It really is.
I say things like this, and then people clip it and go, he means this. And it's like, obviously I'm being sarcastic, but I'm pointing out how, like, in a lot of ways, and this is what I've done my whole career, I can't help but see the ways that the bleeding heart liberals are actually more racist. And I was having this conversation with
I bet in our lifetimes that wasn't always the case. It really took a violent turn. Like just before the pandemic, I feel like, and it became almost like now. We used to want to live in a colorblind society. Now that's not good.
Right.
Now you have to see color first.
Yeah, and now you have liberal people being like, segregation would probably be better for us.
Yeah, I was like, that's bananas.
That's insane.
Yeah, black kids should have their own dorm on college. I'm like, that is segregation at its finest. Jim Crow was happy with that idea.
And what's wild to me is it's funny, I was having this conversation with another politically very conservative friend. And I go, if you follow the train track all the way around, let's say you go from like being like a noticer, meaning like I started to notice things that black people do or Jewish people do culturally, and then you go to being a full-blown racist, and then you become a racist nihilist, your policies are just liberal policies.
Yeah, there is a
horseshoe
pattern to it.
Let's stop policing them altogether, just let them kill themselves. That's what liberals do. That's what a liberal judge does. She's like, we can't prosecute, just let them out, they'll kill each other.
Yeah, exactly.
No, put up more abortion clinics, they're gonna wipe themselves out. And I go, wow, what's crazy is you could actually have all of the liberal positions and be the biggest white supremacist on earth.
Do more damage to the black community
by having liberal position. And I was like, this is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Because the debate I was having with them was like about abortion clinics. I was like, until we get people to realize that like we can't just start putting asterisks next to when human lives have value. And they were like, yeah, but the beauty of abortion clinics is that black people use them more than anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, now you sound like a liberal. Yeah. And they go, that's honestly, what you don't know is that they're actually more racist.
It's something I recommended to my conservative friends. Like, you should actually be pro-abortion because it just eliminates more Democrats.
Right. Conservatives aren't killing their children. Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's the thing is like, dude, it's so wild to me of like, I've always, and this goes back to being a kid around religious people and knowing religious people were full of shit because I'd watch how they live and then listen to what they say.
Yeah, and then watch what they do.
Yes, and my whole life I've just been like, the people who say the good shit are bad people.
Yes.
And the people who are willing to say the bad shit are probably better people.
Decent people.
They might not be good people, but they're better.
Yeah, they at least are aware of their own bullshit.
So when I meet somebody who goes, how could you say? I go, you're a fucking awful demon.
Yeah,
You're a demonic person.
Yeah, how could you say? It's like, well, how about you refute me with some sort of argument that's compelling?
Yeah,
instead of just saying that evil. You know, like
you ever tell somebody to take their fucking cross off their neck?
Oh, I told them to get off the cross.
Yeah,
they play the martyr.
Yeah,
nail you to the cross. Why don't you climb down off there and come talk to me because I'm a man too. You know?
Yeah, dude. The one I was dating last summer when I was here.
Okay.
The age gap one, not advised, by the way.
She was young too, 23, 24?
25.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, you know, the younger generation, man, like it's so funny. They go, oh, the younger people are getting more conservative and they're going back to church. It's like, no, they're not. They want to find something to belong to, but they don't actually have faith in God.
No, they're just looking for community.
These kids are fucking panicking nonstop. They have no faith.
Yeah.
They wake up every day in a state of anxiety and panic because they don't actually believe in anything.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, for them, it's like joining a fucking knitting club.
Exactly. Yeah, a kickball league or something.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, yo, take that shit off. Like, like I wake up every day, I don't panic about shit because I have faith in God. That's it.
Oh, I wish I had that kind of faith.
Well, but at least you're honest that you don't.
And we differ a lot on politics. I'd probably lean more left, but I'm not a psycho. I feel like it's like a horseshoe.
You are a psycho. Let's not pretend.
Yeah, but not a liberal psycho.
Not politically speaking, just a general.
Yeah, I just feel like it's become like a horseshoe. Like now, like the Tiki Torch guy and the Queers for Palestine, they march together at this point. You know?
Yes, yeah.
Like it's a weird. They both agree Jews are the problem.
Yes, yeah.
It's a weird horseshoe that kind of met at the back end again. You know.
Well, Ryan Long had that great video that came out during the pandemic that was like woke person, like and right wing person.
Oh yeah,
and it was like they were saying the same things. Like we're best friends. Like your race is the most important thing about you. Like, jinx. Like. Yeah, so
I think it's the least interesting thing about somebody, honestly.
Yeah,
I kind of think about it like blue eyes or blonde hair.
The only time I ever even am curious is if I can't pin it.
Yeah.
If I'm just like, what the fuck are you? Like,
indeterminate race.
What kind of hodgepodge of shit are you?
I'll say those women tend to be the hottest.
Yes. Yeah.
A woman of indeterminate race, I'm immediately interested.
Dude, I'm telling you something. I don't know what's happening, like where it just maybe I think you turn 40 and you just start seeing Asian women for the first time in your life. But I've started seeing like maybe it's our generation, like enough time has passed to where now you're seeing a lot of these like half white, half Asian people walking around LA and you're just like, whoa, that's the best. That's the best. That makes the hottest chicks.
Yeah.
It just
Would you ever date a girl that has different political views than you?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what they are. I think there are some that are non-negotiable, but yeah, I mean, I don't need to be agreed with.
Yeah, I don't even think about it.
Yeah,
but I feel like a lot of women these days. I mean, there's whole dating websites for women looking for either only liberal men or only conservative men, and it's like, well, why don't you just meet a guy and talk to him? You know, like,
I mean,
it's weird to wear that pin on your chest. Like,
it's hard to say because like it would take on a different shape. So like if I was dating somebody who was like pro-choice, obviously, like it would have to be somebody I'm going, okay, well, we're not having kids, right?
Yeah. Or if they wanted to have a kid with you, they are pro-choice, but they're having kids with you. They're not going to abort the kid with you.
No, to be honest, if somebody was politically pro-choice, I wouldn't even risk I wouldn't give them the choice.
Really, you wouldn't date a woman that's had an abortion in the past?
No, I would.
Okay,
I don't because
that's bizarre. I mean,
there are women who. Well, it's also incredibly rare.
Yeah.
What am I going to date? A child? And even then, we're talking about a 50% rate.
Where am I going to meet women? Middle school?
Listen, as often I do live by a middle school for the record.
That.
Yeah,
that's going to get clipped.
I'm allowed to live by a middle school. I got no priors. Come look at my hard drives; they're very clean.
All adults.
Yeah,
consenting.
No, there are no people on my hard drives at all. It's comedy flyers. Feel free to sort through them. Website graphics.
Go through my old clips, knock yourself out.
Video clips of my stand-up.
Me bombing in 2011 or whatever.
There's no fucking on my hard drive at all. I'm not that cool.
Yeah, no, that's a weird thing.
Yeah, but I mean, no, for instance, I'm just saying if her position was that she was pro-choice, I would never give her the chance to decide not to have our child.
Okay, but well,
So
if she was pro-choice, but she said she wanted to marry and start a family.
Nope. I still wouldn't believe her. No.
So that's I wouldn't.
I'd be like, we can adopt.
I wouldn't have pegged you as that.
We can
I
adopt.
know you're a religious guy, but I know that was like the highest thing on your list in terms of deal breakers.
No, I mean, you know,
I wouldn't have picked it.
What do you mean?
I would have said something.
That I just wouldn't date somebody pro-choice.
Yeah, I would have said something else. So like if they were, but
if I'm being
a democratic socialist or
but
something.
if I'm being honest, if I'm being 100% honest, I think eventually they would come around to see things the way that I do anyway.
Oh, well, I mean,
I just think
at least you'd get along.
I think my views are very just entrenched in ration and logic and facts. Like they're not like my view. I told you this before. My view on abortion isn't religious; it's constitutional.
Oh.
You know, when we say that when the government was formed under the idea that the purpose of the government was to first protect life, liberty, and happiness, you got to give everybody a shot.
Yeah, see, that's a great take. Not many. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a pro-life person that is their take.
That's why I get called in to debate it all the time, because it neutralizes pro-choice people.
Yeah.
If we can't agree that human life has value, why have any laws at all?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's chaos.
Yeah, why is murder the worst thing you can do to somebody?
And why should women get a right that other people don't get?
That is one that's interesting to me. It's like they get the sole choice. It's like, well, but if it's half mine,
right,
and I have to take care of it if you have it,
right? How
come I'm up there when you decide to get rid of it?
Correct.
It's a little.
Yeah.
It's very hypocritical.
And when people always say like, well, what about it? What about they always? This is why I said
my favorite argument. What about
rape and incest? Every woman has been fucked by their father when they were 11 in an underground bunker and forced to have their brother baby. Yeah. But it's it's like, yeah. If you're fleeing a fucking mass shooting and you're driving under the influence, the DUI isn't gonna stick.
Yeah.
Because you're fleeing extenuating circumstances. Yeah. We don't make laws for the exceptions.
Yeah.
We have exceptions for laws.
Yeah.
And so if we go, just morally speaking, we don't do abortion.
Yeah.
And you go, well, I was raped in an underground bunker by my father. We go, we'll do it this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your laws, and this goes back to like the Greek creation of law. It should reflect an agreed upon morality. Yeah. We don't think killing is okay.
Yeah.
It should be that simple. And so,
and they have made errors with a lot of the southern states now. They overturn Roe v. Wade, where there's no exceptions in fertility treatments. Like that was part that somehow got lumped in.
Where they're we
fucked that up. We got to change the law, allow that.
But that's where I disagree with a lot of conservatives. Is I don't have a problem with IVF.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with us using science to
create life. Yeah. And that's when they're like, oh shit, we got to fix the law.
Yeah, I don't.
We got to rewrite that law in Alabama to include IVF.
It's about intent.
Yes.
That's why, like, if somebody accidentally fucking gets into a car accident and their friend dies, we don't charge them with murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People. That's lost on everybody. It's almost like the outcome. Or your belief of what the outcome should be is deterministic of everything, regardless of intent. Like telling jokes, like, "Oh, that wasn't funny." All right, to you,
well,
everyone else laughed. My intent was to make you laugh. I wasn't insulting you privately. I was telling a joke on stage to everybody.
I didn't come up here trying to see how many people I could get kill themselves tonight. If I wanted to do that, I'd work the hotlines. You know what I mean?
You'd volunteer on the hotline?
I would.
You'd be the worst volunteer of all time.
Give me the pros and cons. I'll tell you what I think objectively. I don't feel like I have a reason to live. Well,
tell me why.
Shoot them at me. I'll tell you if they're good enough or not. I could never do that job. I would be too honest with people. Listen, Phil, I got to tell you, I'm not hearing a lot of pros. I'm really
if I were
not.
you, I'd kill myself.
It sounds like you need to cut out of the movie a little early. You know what I mean?
Don't buy any green bananas.
Don't stay to the credits. You've seen enough. I've heard enough. I've made my mind up.
Don't even finish the list. You're good.
That's why that's the job. If comedy doesn't work out, that's the job I'll do. I'll go to Canada or the UK where they have these suicide pods, and I'll be the guy who decides.
Talk them into the pod.
I'll be the guy who decides if you get to kill yourself.
You'll be the death panel.
I'll be
a death panel of one. They should air that on TV.
Oh, that would be
like Shark Tank, but
you gotta pitch. You gotta
pitch your death.
Yeah,
you gotta pitch your suicide to three.
I don't know.
People in a chair.
I think you can overcome all of this.
They do it like the voice where they hit a button and the chair turns around.
Yeah. I'll talk him off the ledge.
I better do well. I better
it'd be the number one show on TV. Be the number one show.
Oh man,
it's so idiocracy too. But it's like we're gonna get there.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there to where that show's on TV.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do a game show to I always thought they should have done a game show to like get in the country, like American Ninja Warrior over the wall.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like do the remember the crate challenge? I was like, they should do the crate challenge over the wall, and anyone who goes on top gets a steak.
But then again, so this is where it comes around the circle.
Yeah, it's a little racist.
You're not going to get any Asian people climbing and running shit.
They're not coming over.
Yeah.
You got to do some sort of math equation to
Yeah,
climb the
they're
wall.
going to let them do like puzzles, like in Tomb Raider or something.
Yeah, do a Sudoku to get through the
Yeah. Yeah.
a little keypad with Sudoku on it, and you get the right combination.
Or we let them work in teams. You know what I mean? So there's like a computer hacker Asian one.
Yeah.
A really strong black guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Mexican woman does at that point. Cooks everybody lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has all the
Keeps
children.
everybody fed. Yeah. Handles the children.
I'm surprised they used the Asians to build the railroad.
I would love to make a movie where God comes back and goes, no, I did make you guys to do all this different shit.
This is the point.
Why do you guys have black people being politicians? I didn't make them for that.
That wasn't their purpose.
You guys run out of heavy shit?
Yeah,
What
that's
is-
what I have white people for.
and
Government's
Chinese
voting, that's your stuff.
That's
you know?
your stuff. I made you for that.
Yeah, food, Italians, what are you going to put them on the planet for?
He's just going to Julian Edelman going like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You got no business out there. This is not for you.
Yeah, I always thought a great movie.
Be an agent, not a player. What are you doing?
Yeah, Edelman, you should be his lawyer, not his on the field. What are you doing, buddy?
You should be making 15%, not 85.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always thought a great movie idea would be to make a movie about, there's a big gap in the Bible from Jesus from like childhood to like
33.
Just
Yeah.
make teenage Jesus.
Yeah, that was on. Do you watch Righteous Gemstones?
No, I've watched episodes. I wasn't a regular watcher, but
In season 4, the last season, he decides he wants to create a teen show called Teenjus, which is about Jesus' teenage years.
it would be so good.
Yeah.
because we whacked off. He was just sad about
Hey,
it.
listen, I don't think he
was a man.
I don't think he just started hanging out with prostitutes when he was 33. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just popped up at the whorehouse at 30.
Imagine the first miracle you perform is ridding yourself of syphilis.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was close.
He got rid of pubic lice, his first miracle.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, man, I really am the son of God.
Yeah.
I went away quick.
So what's your movie about? You said you write a movie.
It's about a famous actor
Okay.
who has like a huge like controversial thing that blows up, like an R. Kelly type thing.
Okay.
Their career goes away, and there's like a Perez Hilton type character who's like one of their longest time trolls, and there's like a one location thriller where the actor then kidnaps this person and tortures them.
Oh, whoa. So
Yeah.
it's like a horror movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
a horror thriller.
Is it funny?
But it's funny.
It's
Yeah,
supposed to be
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
There's no way you don't lob some jokes in
Yeah,
there.
no, I can't make something serious.
Nice. Is the script all done?
It's about 40% of the way there.
All right.
It's all storyboarded, but I haven't written all the scenes.
Have you
out
written
yet.
movies before?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Movie. I didn't want to be a front of camera guy ever. It
shows.
Yes. Yep. Nailing it. They came
You like the key grip on every set.
at 240 pounds. They were like, put him on TV. I go, I gotta get fatter. I gotta get fatter. But they still think I'm too hot. Still too hot. But no, man. I never wanted to be like a front of camera guy. I always wanted to be like a Kevin Smith, not Kevin Smith, pre-heart attack Kevin Smith. I always wanted to be like a director, writer, filmmaker. I never wanted to be like, I wanted to be like Louis. Do stand up, write, and make shit.
Okay.
And and so I wrote a whole TV before I was even on TV. I wrote a whole TV series. I wrote 2 movies.
Is that
I've
hard to
written
do all that shit? I've
pilots of
never
other
written anything like that.
No.
Okay.
No, the trick to writing is just to write. Just start. Don't worry about how. Don't worry about
Words
like,
on a page,
is
words on
this
a page.
right? Yeah, the best thing I read like one sentence out of a screenwriting book that said, "Don't put anything on the page that you won't see or hear," and I was like, "That's all I need."
Yeah.
And then went to work. And so I don't waste a lot of time. I don't waste a lot of space on the page with like, the room is a dark charcoal gray. And I don't do any of that
Director will
shit.
deal with that at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I direct, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I also we've made enough shit now to know like, hey man, with the budgets we're operating on, I'm not building a fucking set.
Yeah.
We're gonna shoot where we can find a place.
Yeah.
And
You write a scene into a location you can get to.
right.
Yeah.
So like I write it so that we can shoot it anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not going like it has to be an abandoned dock in the New Jersey seaboard.
Yeah.
Like, You know, it's so funny. Isn't it funny too? Like you'll watch movies where you go, "This was definitely written for L.A." because all of the references are L.A., but it's shot in Vancouver, and you're like, "The fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, it's raining. That never happens.
Change the shit. Yeah, they're like, "Let's go to Mel's Diner." It's literally like the fucking Times Square behind them. You're like, okay.
One of the first horror movies I ever worked on was supposed to be a duplex where two people shared the same type of architecture, one on one side, one on the other side. Let me tell you, that type of architecture ain't here in Los Angeles.
No, it doesn't because of earthquakes.
Yeah.
It can't exist.
Couldn't find it anywhere. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, we got to do major changes.
We gotta do
'cause
major
gotta
rewrites
shoot
here.
Right. So yeah, that's very much for that reason. I'm like, don't put anything that's not necessary, that's not a must, that doesn't push the story. Like, so I fucking fly. Most of my time is spent on dialogue.
Yeah, well, I bet that's where all the funny is.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going back and forth.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time on dialogue, just trying to make it punchy and funny. And
That's such a big part of movie making. I feel like the longer I've been in show business, the more I realize the writers are the most important thing. Fucking, if you,
Wrong. The
any
money
actor
and
can
the financiers who pay for it.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the most important thing. But anything that's good,
spoken like a true filmmaker.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, finding an asshole to finance this fucking thing. But like if it's good writing, you get any mope fucking.
Well, what I find is interesting is when you have a good writer, a director, or somebody who's good at both, everybody in the fucking show shines.
Yeah.
And if you have a bad writer, director, it don't matter how good the cast is, everybody looks like shit.
Oh, we've all seen those movies. Gigli.
Yeah,
Fucking,
where you're just like, well, I'm trying to think of one I saw recently.
What happened to Theo Vaughn's movie?
Oh my god, I didn't see it yet.
I don't know. Is it out? I haven't seen it.
Him and David Spade, they don't even say my name, really. Like, they don't promote it. It's, yeah.
Did you direct it?
Oh, God, no.
He would never trash something he worked on there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if I made Busboys, I might.
That's funny. No, man. God, there was something I watched recently where I was like, how did you fuck this up with this cast? And then there's also times too where I'm like, I watch a movie like. Here's an interesting one I watched. It had big name actors, and I thought it was awful. Was The Dark Tower? Did you ever see this movie?
Oh
It's
yeah,
a few years ago.
That's
Pile of
Stephen
shit.
King, Matthew McConaughey.
And they you could tell they made this movie like we're gonna make 10 of these because it's like a YA series of books.
yeah.
And that thing ate shit. And I was just like, dude, it's like, yeah, McConaughey, the kid sucked. Idris Elba is like none of it
Which is
mixed
crazy,
together.
yeah.
Like Idris Elba was the best part of the movie, but that's not saying much.
Well, I'm sure you've also seen movies too where the lead actor, you could tell like in the middle of the movie he just quit because he realized it was dog shit.
Oh,
Like-
my God.
Like the level of acting goes steadily down from the
Dude,
beginning
it's-
because they realize this movie's gonna suck and they start mailing it in. So by the end they're barely acting.
and then it's funny you watch stuff like Euphoria and you go, everyone in this show's amazing. Everyone, and you go, that's just the director.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize until this season that the guy who made that show is Barry Levinson's son.
No shit.
Yeah, Sam Levinson is Barry Levinson's kid. Barry Levinson
A
made
nepo baby making good for him.
Wag the Dog.
Yeah.
He made all these great
I
political
mean, he
movies.
did
Man
like,
of the
he-
Year.
He did like 3 of the fucking 30 for 30 series that I love on ESPN.
Oh, really?
He did a couple of them.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done like some of the best political movies. Wag the Dog is like my favorite political
Great
movie of all time.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
He's like, I'm going to tell everybody, but you can't tell anyone that you made this. Dustin Hoffman, he's like trying to win a fucking Academy Award. He's like, no, if you tell anyone about this, we have to kill you. You know what I mean? And they sort of like allude to that at the end of the movie. Like he gets in a car, you're like, they're going to fucking kill that guy.
Yeah. Oh man! All right, before we get to the news for the week, the big news is it just released. I don't know if you're. I know you're a political guy, but I don't know if you follow. Apparently, we have a deal with Iran. I don't know what's in it. Have you heard about it?
Oh no!
I know we
No
have a deal,
idea.
but nobody knows. It's like more secret than fucking like the fucking Zapruder film. Like they buried it. Like
I
we
bet
have a
they're-
deal. We'll show it to you on Friday.
I bet we're sending them money.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that we just went in and fucked their shit up and they're like, let's cut you a check?
Yeah, it's like
Well,
like
we're going to cut them a check, but then we're going to say, by the way, the people who are going to build it all, they have to be the 7 guys that we've already
Yeah,
chose. They're going to make
Steve
all
Witkoff
of that
and
money
friends.
back. Yeah.
Trump Tower of Tehran.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be funny.
no one in Iran could afford to go there. It's just empty.
You guys are acting like I put my name on the building. You actually did put your name on the building. Ah, shit.
Oh shit.
Told him to wait.
Yeah, it's got a golf course and nobody's on it. Just bomb the golf course.
Well, have you ever tried golfing in a burqa? It's not a compatible
It's
clothing.
really tough to.
There's a reason
you get the
they're
swing going when you have a drape over you.
no golf courses in Dubai.
Yeah, man. I think it said
You just only need one club, the wedge. It's just
sand.
sand wedge. Like,
It's the hardest golf course on earth. It's all sand. Tiger shot a 4,000 on it. It's all sand. That's a great idea for a bit. I think it was a mistake.
this guy pulls his wedge out, walks out of frame. He goes, "See you guys in 24 hours."
I'm only shooting the back nine. It's going to take 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake. I think dropping bombs from afar was a better idea.
Dumb. We shouldn't have been over there at all.
Well, I mean, that's Benjamin Netanyahu finally got what he wanted. I mean, he's been lobbying 7 presidents to go with Iran, and he finally got Donnie to do it.
I know.
And I think Donald Trump was just riding high of Venezuela. He's like, oh,
Well, he's trying to stay in any war possible because as soon as he's not in war, that motherfucker's going to trial for war crimes.
Netanyahu is
So he's literally
he's
in
He's
forever
already been
war.
indicted on bribery. So if he loses office, they're taking him to court. They have presidential immunity over there as well. So if he's not in office,
not even
he's
losing
got to
office.
answer for the 3 bribery charges he's been indicted on already.
Yeah.
He gets to keep pushing it back every time the country's at war.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as soon as that trial is within 2 weeks away, it's like me and jury duty. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. This emergency pops up.
You know what you do?
Well, Donald Trump said it to him on the phone.
When you go to jury duty selection, when you go in, I did this with Michael C. Hall, the guy who played Dexter. What you do is you go in and you reschedule your week to the week of Thanksgiving, and then they don't call you in
Oh, they dunk you. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, it's a
because
short week.
they don't do it. Then nobody shows up to work that week.
Yeah.
So if you select that week, you get dismissed.
That's smart.
Yeah, I've done it
smart.
3 times since I've lived in LA.
Nice. Have you ever been chosen for jury?
No.
Yeah, I they almost put me on one once. The last year I was in Boston right before I moved out
I
here.
usually wear my clan outfit today.
You go in your Grand Wizard robe.
Yeah. My luck, I'd show up in that attire, and they'd be like, "This guy's a white supremacist, so you would qualify as a jury of his peers."
Yeah,
Like, fuck! I gotta make $12 a day for 6 months.
Yeah, it was actually a child rape case.
Really? Why'd they dismiss you? Double jeopardy.
Suspect.
Conflict of interest.
You go, listen. I want to hear this guy out.
No, I said they asked you, could you be impartial? I was like, well, he obviously did it. I'm like, well, how can you say that? I was like, you said in your preamble that this is a multiple child rape charge. You know, he has a previous record of child molestation. He was like, it's like being gay. He was born that way. The guy's fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
I said fucked up on. Watch your language, sir. I'm like, sorry, judge. He's like, but you know, obviously he has a problem. Like, you're excused. Like,
Yeah.
How can you be impartial if he has raped kids before and he's doing it again? It's like, this seems like he should never be allowed out.
Yeah.
You know, like common sense would tell you if you've already done time for the crime and then come out and do the same crime again, probably don't want to give him a third chance at that. You know,
Probably not innocent.
Yeah, exactly. It's just common sense, but they want you to be impartial. I'm like, how could I forget that you told me he raped other kids?
Yeah.
You know, like,
What are we even doing here?
yeah, what is this about?
Why do you get a second shot at that one?
Yeah, exactly.
By the way,
I honestly think there's legitimate reasons to like I could definitely see myself murdering somebody out of rage or anger
sure.
or self-defense.
especially if they raped a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you're raping kids, I'm like, there's no in my mind that's almost worse than murder because at least with murder there's an explanation. What explanation do you have for raping children? You're a monster. You know, like there is no.
The comedian in me had an answer.
You had to
It was
come in.
No, it was the Louis C.K. answer when he goes, "Should never rape anybody unless they refuse to fuck you, and then you don't have a choice." Like, that's the first thing I thought of when you said, "There's no excuse." Well, there's one. They won't let you fuck them, but I don't think that would hold up in court. Imagine a lawyer trying to field that defense.
She said no.
Your Honor, she wouldn't let him fuck her. What was he supposed to do?
You had to.
He has already spent so much money on the date.
Yeah, but he's trying to recoup his fucking dinner bill here. All right, let's get to a little more lighter news for the week and get you out of here.
We're going to find a way to make it not light.
Yeah, we'll go dark with it. A father demands his son repay him the cost of raising him after his son came out as gay.
Well, first of all, shouldn't you have to give him the money? Like, how does that? Isn't that your fault?
Yeah, the parent.
Yeah. He should sue you.
Yeah,
You made me gay.
Yeah, whether or not you raised him gay, which it may or may not be possible, he has your genetics, so somewhere in you, you're a little gay.
Yeah, listen.
You know, like you have the gay gene in you.
Like-
if you believe it's genetic, then it's half the father's fault. If you believe it's environmental,
Behavior,
then it's the
that's
father's fault.
definitely your fault. Yeah.
So either way, it's
You're
kind of dad's
liable.
fault.
Yeah, you're liable for this. You don't get to be the plaintiff in this case.
Yeah. You're not demonstrating injury here. You injured him, arguably.
Suing his son for turning out gay.
Yeah,
He should countersue him for making him gay.
Yeah,
I'd be a great
I
lawyer.
would watch that. They should air that trial. Some gay
My
kid should
cousin
sue-
Vinny too. We just fucking
Yes!
wrote it.
Yeah,
We just wrote it.
a kid sues his dad for being gay. It's your fault, Dad.
Now I know you saw the two Utes sucking each other's cocks. I'm sorry, did you say Utes?
Utes.
Yeah, the two Utes sucking each other's cocks.
Yeah,
Now that's your fault.
yeah, it says that. It's so funny. It says Michael Talbert stated that he agreed to attend one of these programs where you anti-gay programs where you like convert out of gayness.
That definitely makes him gay.
Yeah, out of fear of being disowned. Later leaving the program after experiencing what he described as a harmful and toxic treatment.
Too many dicks.
Yes. Well, talk about a great place to meet men if you're gay.
Yeah.
A gay conversion camp. I mean,
Yeah.
you are in the right.
It's loaded with other fags. It's the worst place to send somebody. If I were trying to get thin, you wouldn't send me to a Pizza Hut filled with other fats, would you?
The irony of that is like, let's go to a gay conversion camp to meet other closeted gay men.
Yes.
And you know you have that in common, right? That you're trying to change. You know,
Yeah.
It's like
If we're making sequels, you remember Ben Stiller's Heavyweights movie?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Gay Camp?
Yeah.
Yeah?
There you go.
Yeah, we got a lot of movie ideas into this one. We gotta start copyrighting some of this
We
shit.
turned this into a production house.
Second Floor Productions.
Yeah.
All right, this one's fucking weird. I don't know if you would even try this new drug, but researchers have developed a drug that could potentially expand human lifespans up to 250 years. Osaka University in Japan has identified a drug that they're calling IU-1 that can significantly slow aging by enhancing the protein quality control systems in cells, and it may even open the door to extending human life up to 250 years. Ugh. Right? It's
40. I'm at 43, and there are days where
I just turned 43. It's
do I need more
it's
of
enough.
these?
It's enough.
How many more of these do I need to do?
It's exactly. It's like, if this is half my life, I'm right where I want to be. It should be half over.
Yeah.
Like I have half the energy left to live it. So
Yeah, man. It's what I think about like getting married and having kids. I go, if it doesn't happen in the next 2 years, we're shelving that. Yeah. Because I'm not starting building a human at fucking 45 years old.
yeah, when you're all
Be
bitter,
the 62-year-old guy at graduation.
your knees hurt. You've also seen too much life. It's like ugh. I feel like having kids is for younger people because you still have hope. Like I don't think the future is going to portend better for my children than it did for me.
No.
So at 25 I might have, but not at 43. I'm like, this world's going down the tubes, man. I'm not putting a little half of me on the world to keep living through this shit.
Yeah, in a weird way, it's like, I would probably do it if you could put them in a time machine and have them grow up like we did.
Yeah, in a normal fucking world with playing with your friends where you just you
Riding
drop your
bikes.
riding bikes to a playground and you're
Yeah.
gone all day. Your parents don't know where you are. Nobody cares.
Dude,
it's not
watched-
neglect to let you go out alone at night.
I'll tell you a great movie I just watched. Really great movie. It's called The Fallout, and it's with
someone was telling me to watch
dude,
this. Someone was just telling me to watch this.
Sometimes you'll have like your HBO Go on and it'll just start playing shit. It just started playing this movie, and I just kept watching it. And I was like, this fucking movie is
Fallout,
incredible.
huh? Yeah,
it's about kids who experience a school shooting and what their lives are like in the aftermath of it. And it's like really well acted. But as the older sister who was like in the school where it happened is like dealing with the depression and the fault and the survival's guilt and all that stuff. The younger sister, who's now being neglected by her older sister, is like in the background doing like TikTok dances. She's on her phone all the time, social media, and I'm just like, dude, if I had a little girl and she was like that, starved for attention, and just like fucking in that machine, I'd have to raise them Amish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to cut off fucking power to the house.
Yeah, dude, there's just I was like, dude. And she's just getting like, she's like fucking 12 years old getting sucked into like Instagram and TikTok.
God knows what
and,
perverts are watching her dance on TikTok.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
So it's just like, yeah, I think about that shit. I think about like how uncontrollable that is. And
yeah. And it does also become the peer pressure, right? Because if you're the only kid without a phone, she's going to get hassled at school for that.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to raise your kids right.
You're the weird
and
kid.
you're the weird kid. You know, like just because you're trying to tell them to go outside and play. You know, like that's something, you know. Recently, a couple years ago, a woman in New York City got brought up on child neglect charges because she let her 11-year-old son, who was like in 6th grade, take the train 2 stops to his school by himself. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? At what point is he going to stop breastfeeding this kid?
We did that as kids all the
Yeah,
time.
I just left the house in the summertime and came back when the streetlights went on. No one knew where the fuck I was. This is in New York City, man. I was in Queens running around the fucking street. Like,
Yeah.
No one, my mother wasn't worried. Yeah.
We were in a Philly suburbs. We walked to school every day.
When I was 10 years old, I'd pick up my 5-year-old brother from kindergarten. And they'd release him to me, and I'd take him home because I was started going to middle school and elementary school.
Yeah.
And it was not a problem. Now we'd be like, what the fuck? You know, my mom would be in jail.
Yeah, dude.
Behind this shit.
Yeah, the way we were raised would be illegal.
Oh, totally illegal.
Today, yeah.
Totally illegal. I mean, yeah. You can't even hit your kids. I'd beat the shit out of them.
No, I mean, I think
I'm kidding.
I think I mean, it's funny. I got another one. I got into it with Louis J. Gomez about this online a few years back about like, I don't like. There's a lot of these like, tough guy dads who are like, I would never hit my kids, and I'm just like, dude, I was hit enough to never have to be hit again.
Yeah.
And I think it taught me humility. It taught me humiliation.
And obviously, abuse is abuse. But you give,
by the way, I was
give a
hit-
kid a smack if they
I was
tell their moms to shut the fuck up.
Now here's
That's totally.
here's the difference
Yeah.
though. I believe that if you're gonna hit a kid, you got to do it in public.
Oh, the shame of that. Yeah.
Well, because that's the point.
Yeah.
And like this, the thing is, I think if you hit a kid in behind closed doors, it actually makes them go like, well, this is for no reason other than to hurt me.
Yeah.
I actually think that does way more psychological damage. I was only ever beat in front of an audience, which is probably why I love comedy.
Yeah, bombing on stage is getting beat in front of your
But I'll
fucking
tell
friends.
you, I remember being beat in front of the cash wrap at a Kmart when I was a kid. And I'm telling you, dude, there was 100 people leaning out looking, and I was getting fucking pounded. Yeah. I never misbehaved again. Never once in my life did I misbehave in public with my fucking... Never once.
I mean, I remember kids would get called to the principal's office, and then the mom would get called in, and the mom would beat the shit out of him in front of the fucking principal.
Yes,
in
dude.
in the office where like the staff was.
You got to beat them in front of people.
Yeah.
Well, you're showing society that you're putting in your effort to raise this
Yes.
little fucker.
Yeah. It's all. And by the way, nobody was like pulling me away.
No.
Everyone was like,
Yeah. Yeah. You got him.
I heard what he said.
yeah. They were like, listen, dude, I saw him running around them clothes racks.
That's it.
You want me to hold him? They were offering to hold me.
You
while
counted
fucked
all
me
the
up.
way to 10.
You use my belt.
Yeah. Hey, man, your belt looks a little worn. I got a new one.
Yeah, I got a fresh
I'll go
one,
get you one off the rack.
Yeah.
Salesman's coming up with a fresh belt. Oh, the 80s were a beautiful
It was a
time.
wild time.
Yeah,
All right,
and then you would go to a sit-down pizza place.
yeah, pizza with a salad
Fucking,
bar.
yeah, other families. And you go, I can't sit in this chair. I just got whipped. And the other kid, me too.
Or you
And
go-
you'd make a friend.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you go to a McDonald's and the play place was all steel. The Grimace was steel.
Yeah. Oh, it was all- yeah.
It was all just made out of metal. That was a playground of metal and concrete.
Unforgiving playgrounds.
Oh yeah.
Before they were piss ball pits.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah. Just-
How many fucking concussions do you think we got just being kids?
Oh,
I was trying to count the other day. Like I played hockey. I got a lot of
you
concussions
ton,
playing
yeah.
hockey. But I was like, I also got probably 20 concussions riding bikes.
yeah. A bell rung. Is that what they called it back
I hit a
then?
branch.
Yeah, I'm
right
woozy.
through the woods.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Dude, I mean, like,
I remember in the summertime in New York City, the parks had metal slides, and they were like aluminum, and they would get scalded
Hot.
And you'd go slide down. I remember I burned the skin up the back of my thighs just because it was the first one there in the morning. It was fucking boiling hot. And I just go right down, just seared the
Like
skin off
bacon.
the back. Yeah, I just came back to mom. Was, what's that red shit in the back of your leg? She's like, oh, I was on the slide. I burned myself. She's like, oh my god, that's 2 red marks on my thighs.
yeah, one of my favorite memories was as a little kid, and I was like misbehaving at home. And my mom goes, go get the wooden spoon out of the drawer.
Yeah. The salt spoon.
So I run over there and I go, there's only the one with holes in it. I thought I fucking did something. And she goes, that's fine. That'll hurt more.
Yeah.
And I went, oh,
Less
fuck.
wind resistance.
And that was the day I learned about physics. So there's a silver lining.
I learned about air resistance.
Yeah, I learned about aerodynamics that day. So don't tell me there's no good comes out of hitting your kids.
Yeah. And look, like I said, obviously you don't want to abuse your kids, but
Yeah.
Like I said, if I had a son and he told his mother to go fuck himself, I'd give him a whack right in the mouth
in public.
Yeah, just fucking don't talk to your mother like that. That'd be my instant reaction.
And in a weird way, it's like you have to train them how to be around people.
They're stupid. They're stupid because they're your kids.
Yeah.
They have no information, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Like not training them is actually neglect. Not raising them is neglectful of them.
If you grew up in my neighborhood and you talk back to another kid's parents,
they
would
smack you. Yeah, they'd smack you.
you.
Yeah, my neighbor Stephanie would give me a smack.
They'd fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's just and it just taught you respect.
Yeah.
So now you could argue like, well, I put my kids in martial arts. I do these other things.
Yeah,
to
and
make
some
them
kids
learn
at some
respect.
point you stop hitting because it doesn't
Good,
work.
because you should never have to hit those kids.
Yeah.
But some of them need to be hit.
Yeah.
And then you got to do it.
Yeah.
And that
you're almost doing them a disservice.
Like the gay conversion therapy, if you have to hit them, that's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if they're behaving to a point where they need to be hit,
good
it's
parents don't have to hit their kids because their kids don't do anything that needs getting hit for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last one, and this staying with the kids theme here. I thought I'd stick on that.
Don't clip that.
Teen boys are choosing AI girlfriends over real life relationships.
Dude, I was just having this conversation.
It's wild, dude. So platforms like Character AI and Replica report millions of teen male users forming parasocial romantic relationships with AI companions, with therapists and researchers raising alarms about the effect on boys' ability to develop real-world social and emotional skills. Some studies have it up to 1 in 5 boys between the ages of 13 and 18 have had AI girlfriends.
Can I tell you what?
20%. That is alarming.
I'm going to walk you around the track of how this all happened. So you get to the point we have social media.
Yep.
Women have the ability to put themselves out there in a way they've never been able to put themselves out there before. They get to attract all this male gaze, right?
Yep.
Then the next evolution of that is OnlyFans. Now I have a way to monetize this attention, right? And then men go, oh my God, I have a way to actually communicate. Like I can pay a little bit of money to actually communicate with this chick. And then these women start automating it.
Yep.
And it's not actually even them.
That's the big secret in the OnlyFans world.
And then they start going on podcasts and meeting these guys that have given them $1 million. Which
is bananas.
And they look at them like they're me. And they're like, ugh, get away. A guy who's giving you listen, if you gave me $1 million, I would pretend to want to fuck you right now.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing.
Because that's the nice thing to do.
Yeah.
His parents hit him when he grew up. He knows how to respect.
I know how to I know how to show my appreciation. But so what's happened now is what I think is great is women have gone from the most like profitably sexually liberated part of time, and they fumbled the ball because they can't even be nice about it.
Yeah.
So they can't even take the time to go, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for buying my content. Thank you for sending me nice messages.
They condescend look down upon them.
They fucking have some goddamn one of these.
Yeah.
One of these over there going, oh, you want to buy more? Oh, fuck are you? And they're so it's like it's either a managed company or it's a robot. Yep. Wouldn't it be funny if the robots were also like this?
Robots are Asian.
Robots are also racist. They're like, we want the best robots. That's what they look like. That's how you make them. But yeah, so they fumble the ball, and then what happens is the fat guys who look like me who spent $1 million go, I know what I'll do. I'll just make a more perfect version of that girl.
It should be mine
as an
and mine
AI,
alone. Yeah.
And she'll be nice,
Yeah.
and I will bury her business with a AI fake thing that's nice. And most people and women will go, no, people want the real thing. The answer is no.
No, we know that.
There was one I read about because I have a couple friends that are like OnlyFans creators.
Yep.
And they were talking about this AI shit. OnlyFans is the only company that does not allow AI characters.
Yeah, they throw you off.
All the other ones allow it.
Yeah.
So like Fanfix, Fansly, all of these, you can have just a full AI account.
So these bros are trading their AI girlfriends like baseball cards
Yes.
on Fansly
Well,
with
and
no fucking girls involved at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's a dude talking to a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you realize this is how gay guys happen in the first place. Let's just cut out the fucking
women
middleman. Right? I know how to suck a cock. You know how to suck a cock.
Yeah, let's go to the gym and then
Just
blow
stare at your phone while we do it.
We both make a lot of money. What are we doing?
Yeah. That is the one thing that you brought up that I think is so bananas about it. Like, women are like supposed to be celebrated for being OnlyFans models, and then they look down on the people who pay them, the men who pay them the money to have this career.
Imagine you own a convenience store and you call everyone that comes in a motherfucker.
Yeah, fucking loser.
You're gonna get shot.
Yeah. Like, get out of here, you loser pervert. It's like, whoa.
You're gonna be out of business. No one's gonna fucking come
what happened
in.
to the customer's always right.
Right. And I'll tell you, the ones that make a lot of money are the ones who still answer their own messages.
Yes.
They treat it like a job. They make content every day. They answer all their DMs or whatever.
Yeah, they charge a little more, but you get a real person on the other end of the fucking phone or the other end of the
they go, listen, you got to, it's $50 a month to chat with me or whatever, but it will be me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let people pay for it. But the fucking crazy, it's the greed and it's the entitlement and it's the lack of appreciation.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's going to get to a point, like, there were these guys. I was reading this article that was written about them. They're like, oh, we wish they were like, we want to get in on this AI thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, who's the most Googled girl in the world right now? And at the time, it was like when Stranger Things had come out, it was Sadie Sink.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, yeah, but she looks a little goofy because she has big ears and she has kind of like a childlike smile. Let's just make a more perfect version.
Yeah.
And they just made this basically like a completely symmetrical, perfect version of that celebrity. And then we're like, well, no one's going to want this because it's not real. It looks real. And these guys made like $18 million in 3 months.
Yeah.
And people don't give a fuck.
No, well,
guys don't give a fuck.
So desperate for connection.
This is the thing. If it isn't real when there's a person behind it, why would I give a fuck if there's not?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the point.
Yeah.
And so these women with their cuntiness and their entitlement, they're going to bury their own business model.
Yeah.
They're going to run themselves out of business because you couldn't just be nice and grateful.
Yeah, and actually answer your own fucking emails.
Like, listen, before the internet, you used to have to go out and fuck to be a sex worker. You don't even have to go out and fuck anymore, and you can't even do that with a smile on your face. And by the way, go down to like, go south of the 10. Fucking Hawthorne after sundown.
Yeah,
there's still 300-pound black women out there who fuck
running the track
for money. Okay,
getting in a strange man's car who may or may not kill her.
Yes, you're in the comfort of your own home with a fucking webcam, and you can't even type your own can't write your own thank you notes.
Exactly.
You deserve to go bankrupt.
Yeah, please. And I also wonder what like Susan B. Anthony would think, like traditional feminists. Like Susan B. Anthony fought for OnlyFans ultimately.
Well, that's the thing.
Gloria Allred thought of this in the '60s when she started feminism.
But this is the point. Is
they took it way too far.
We literally handed you a golden goose, and you're such cunts you can't even fucking take care of it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't even take care of the fucking goose that lays the golden egg.
They're going to unionize against AI somehow.
They're just sitting there going, like, they're complaining about euphoria. Like, it's an unrealistic depiction of sex workers.
Oh, God.
Why? Because there's actually human beings on the other side of it?
Yeah, they're interacting with their customer.
It's unbelievable, man. Just the level of, like...
the disconnect in people's minds.
It's such an autopilot way to make money, and people still don't want to work at it.
That's how lazy people are, man.
It's so gross. It's so un-American. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm like, legalize prostitution, but make them get the fuck back out there.
Yeah, bring back whorehouses.
You should have to fuck.
Bring back a red light district where you got to go down and meet these gals.
Like Fight Club. If it's your first night, you have to fuck. And then you could go make your little videos. You should have to fuck your way in to be able to use the app.
That's how you get your sex worker union card. You actually have to have sex with a man.
That's how. Listen, how do you think agents sign their girls? You think they go, "I'll take your word for it."
Yeah.
The casting couch should come out of nowhere.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah. Every agent who represents porn stars has fucked everyone on their roster. Everyone. And a lot of agents who just represent actors have fucked a lot of people on their roster too. So it's just like, dude, it's a
wild time.
So yeah, so basically, like, just so you know, in 5 years, you're only going to be able to jerk off to other guys that look like me on the other side of the internet.
Every time you tug one out, it's going to be a fat guy on the other side.
It's the wizard behind the curtain. It's going to be a guy like me, like,
heavy breathing.
We're going back to AIM, 1997.
Yeah. What'd you say?
We're going back to AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, exactly.
Location, baby.
Yeah.
Talking to a fucking 50-year-old guy with a sleep apnea mask on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 14. Are you 14? That's what it is.
Fucking creepy
That's
time.
what it's gonna be. The pendulum's gonna swing the whole way back.
We do it to ourselves.
Gross dudes talking to gross dudes pretending to be
The
chicks.
internet back to its original form.
Yep. You're gonna go right back in the time capsule.
I think it's gonna put up the fake dial up just to make you feel like it's better.
Yeah.
They don't actually dial up; they just play the sound. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You've got mail.
Remember waiting for a JPEG to load?
Oh my god! You just look at hoping a nipple will
This
pixelate.
is taking too long.
Yeah.
Ah!
You jerk off to her neck. You can't wait till they get to the tit.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, Josh. Always a
Always,
pleasure.
buddy.
Tell the people they can find you.
Just at joshdennycomedy.com. I'm doing a show next week in LA if people want to come out on the 25th.
Yeah, this is coming out tomorrow, so 25th, where's that?
Redondo.
Oh, nice. You're doing Dave Showdown?
Yeah, Dave's.
Sweet. Love that kid.
Old Dave Hahn.
Old Dave Hahn, the
know
angriest,
what's
angriest Asian I know.
When he calls you, does he do the fake Asian accent when he says hello?
No, he does it in person, but not on the
He
phone.
does it to me all the time. In person,
funny.
on the phone. I was like, you don't have to do it, man. You're already doing it.
Yeah.
Like, your face is doing it. You don't have to.
Yeah, we get it. We see you.
I'm doing it up here always. So you don't have to. Like,
Always a pleasure, my man.
Yeah, man.
So go follow Josh at Josh Denny, right? Everywhere, I imagine. JoshDenny.com. Check him out at the 25th down at Redondo Beach. You can follow me at Randy Valerio. Follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow. That's it for this week, guys. Love you. Peace.